Okay, happy Wednesday, happy Power Hour. What I love about getting together with each one of you is that you are intentional and you really value the power of inspiration and what it can do for the work that you're going to do in this next hour. So I remember my very first convention, I looked up on the stage and there was the first diamond and I saw her walk down. It was kind of like this long ramp in the front of the stage. I don't know if you remember that, Sheila, but I remember listening to her talk and thinking, what would that feel like to literally be the very first person in Plexus to hit the dream that we all have? And so, and unfortunately, she's the most likable person in the world because you'd want to hate her for that, but she's amazing. She loves Plexus. She's absolutely committed to the company and to each one of us and to the vision of our company for the future. She is the person that was meant to be the first diamond. So she's here with us to share a little bit of inspiration, and I'm very grateful for that. So I'm going to mute and take it away.
All right, so tell me how much time I have, Jennifer.
For you, as much as you want, but usually 10 minutes.
Okay, good. All right, so good. You're going to get the quick version. So how does it feel to be the first diamond to walk across stage? Well, it was weird. It was weird, and I really had no idea. Well, I did have an idea how I got there, but I always tell people, they say, oh, I wish I would have joined when you joined, and here's my feedback on that. When I get asked that all the time, I was like, you know what, you probably don't, because there's a good chance you wouldn't still be here. I mean, there was lots of bumps and hurdles and mountains we had to cross before we could get to where we are today. So I always tell people that today is the best day of their business. Today is the day you start your business, whether you've been with us a day, 5 years, 8 years, or 12 years like me. I mean, today is the best day to start your business. But I do have something that helped me through each and every one of those hurdles at the very beginning when we were not sure about what, you know, about where the company was going and how we were going to get there. And now it's just, it's so, everything is so put in place. It's almost over the top put in place. I mean, like, there's so many resources. There's so many things that if you have a question, you can get the answer pretty easily. I mean, that little help center button in their back office is just like thebomb.com, right? And so we didn't have all that. And I'll tell you just a quick little bit of why we didn't have all that, because we had 5 people that worked in the office, not 500. And that included Tarl. Okay, that included Chris Pike. So we had very few, and that included 1 IT person and then 1 secretary and someone that did payroll. So when you called, you never know exactly who you were going to get on the phone. And it would be funny because I would call, I was probably the only person that was calling, but I would call and Tarl would answer the phone and try to disguise his voice like he was someone else, you know? And I'm like, Tarl, I know it's you. Just, I have this question, because he'd have to pass it off to someone else. We were all so new trying to figure it out together, but that was fun. And I do believe that the culture that we built with the win-win philosophy that we had with Tarl saying it has to be good for the company and good for the ambassador, or we don't do it. Like, it just can't be one way or the other. We just don't do it. And that philosophy has carried through all of these years. And that's what I appreciate most, is that we're not a company that, like, oh, one day we're selling this, and oh, one day we're going to sell this, and one day we're going to sell that. We don't have 368 products. We have just a handful of products that work very, very well. So I want to share with you this morning about staying on task and why your mindset of where you are and who you are and where you want to go in this business is so important. Because if it had not been for me believing beyond a shadow of a doubt that this company was where I needed to be, I don't think I'd be here today. But I wasn't sure. I didn't see it. I certainly didn't see it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I drug my feet all the way to Emerald because there was no reason to get into a pool if it wasn't green, right? And so, you know, so I kind of just slowly got there. So people love to ask me, how long did it take you to get to this? How long does it? It doesn't matter. Your journey is your journey. Your success is your success, and it's not going to look like anyone else's, and that is okay. In fact, that's exactly what it's supposed to do, because you'll be able to relate to people that I can't relate to or Jennifer can't relate to. So we want you to have your own individual journey. Now, I'm not saying drag your feet like I did, because now we have everything in place. We want you to move forward and move forward quickly. 2021 is going to be another year that people are going to be looking for us. They're going to be wanting that plan B that could possibly turn into a plan DNA, and they will need our products. And so I came up with a little belief system years ago, and I would do it as like a test. So if you got a piece of paper and a pen, I'd love for us to do just a quick little test, and you're not going to share your answers with anybody, okay? This is just between me and you could probably remember it in your head. But this is what I did when I first had my first few jewels. I thought, oh, I had to come up with some kind of training. And I thought, no, let's just keep it really simple. So I had 5 belief levels that I got them to score on a level from 1 to 10. 10 being, yep, I got this. I know everything about it. My belief level is beyond a shadow of a doubt at 10. And then 1 is like, no, I have no belief at all in that particular subject. So I'm going to give you the 5 subjects right quick. The first one is products. And just quickly on your belief level from 1 to 10, what's your belief level on the Plexus products? Number 2, what's your belief level on our company, Plexus Worldwide? What's your belief level on a scale from 1 to 10? Number 3, the comp plan. What's your belief level on the Plexus comp plan? Number 4, network marketing. Yep, I said those words, network marketing. What's your belief level on a scale from 1 to 10 on network marketing? And then the 5th one is what's the belief level you have in yourself? Now, I'm going to go back and give you all the answers, or give you some reasons where I think that we could all be a 10 plus. And it was so funny because when I first did this, I had a whole room of jewels and they were so excited because they were a solid 8. When they added those up and divided them by 5, they were a solid 8. And I'm like, whoops, you failed. You failed as a jewel, because if you're not a 10 plus on all those things, we need to back up and figure out why you're not. So let me just give you a few reasons why I think you should be a 10 plus in every one of those categories. The products. Well, you know what? I had 1 testimony, mine. Then I had 2. Then I had 3. And now we have hundreds of thousands. So if you don't believe the products work, then talk to someone. Find a testimony. A testimony will take your belief level from an 8 to a 10 plus every single day. And, I still do a weekly Zoom of testimonies because that's how much it feels me to get those testimonies. You guys, back in the day, someone would come up to me with tears in their eyes, just so emotional that they lost 5 pounds. Then they would come up to me and I would be like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Now I had people come up to me and they would be inconsolable. They were crying so much and they would say, I played with my children today. And at first I really didn't get that. And then I realized, oh, that's not something they normally do because they didn't have the strength or the mental, they were just so down on themselves or maybe they just couldn't get off the park bench to go play with their children. And so I would get a testimony every single day. And every day that propelled me forward because testimonies to me are the #1 reason I'm still in this business. Because if you're in this business that for anything else other than to change people's lives, you're in it for the wrong reason, because changing people's lives will get you everything you want. It will bring you every piece of success that you deserve by changing people's lives. So the product, that's an easy one. We should all be a 10 plus because we know they work. Heck, we got scientific knowledge now and we know they work. Back in the day, I just told people they worked. If they didn't think it worked on them, I told them something was wrong with them. They might want to go to the doctor because it works on everybody. You might want to go get yourself checked out. Now, that's how my belief level was long before we had scientific studies. Because I had a lady tell me she played with her kids yesterday. Something's wrong with you if it's not working for you, okay? So my belief level on the product is beyond a shadow of a doubt, 10 plus. Next, company. You know what? We have enough accolades to fill the book now. I mean, honest to goodness, accolade after accolade after accolade. Our CEO is the youngest CEO that's gotten all kinds of awards. The company's got all kinds of awards. When you click into your back office, you'll see some writing on the side. It shows you all the things that our company is so high up in, the business building. I mean, not business building, but business, what is it? The business people, right? So BBBs, but not business building bonuses, but the other BBBs, right? And so what is that, Jennifer? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We have an A plus. Yeah. And so we have lots of accolades. And if you don't know about those, go research them. We have some amazing accolades. In the Direct Selling Association, do you guys know that we ranked number 23 worldwide before we opened up Mexico? That means we had 2 other countries open. And we were at 23. I know 20 of them, and they're in more than 50 countries. So the company is solid. We've been around over 10 years, which is a true mark that you will be around forever. It's the first 5 years that people struggle with. Most network marketing companies, 5 years, they come and go. Okay, but Plexus is here to stay. So my belief level in the company is a 10 plus. I know that Tarl made a pact with me years ago, and we still have it. It's a win-win all the time. Comp plan. Any of you here received a deposit lately? Anybody? Okay, so that's a pretty easy one, right? I mean, heck, where can you go to get paid weekly and monthly, right? I mean, it's just kind of crazy. You change a person's life and you get paid for it. So that's an easy one. Network marketing. Well, if you haven't heard anything lately about network marketing, you know what? It is no longer a dirty word. Now, I'm not telling you that some people out there don't do it right, but our motto is to do it the way it should and could be done. And we plan, and I think we're doing a really good job of doing network marketing, more like social marketing right now. And so I think you should be a 10 plus on network marketing, especially when it comes to Plexus. We don't drag people in secretly and make them, show them on a whiteboard circles, right? That's not what we do. They thought they came for dinner, but then we start telling them about a business. No, people want to know what we do, and that means we're doing it right. You guys, we had so many people join our company. Who would ever dream that 2020 would be the best year ever for Plexus Worldwide? Are you kidding me right now, right? So last but not least, it's yourself. Well, this one I can only help you so much, because you have got to figure out what's holding you back from your success. I will never forget that I was doing the same kind of training. We had a little Q&A, and the girl said, well, no one in my family's ever been successful. And I thought, you know what? That's a valid mindset piece, right? And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, you know what? Why don't you be the change? Why don't you be the one that your family can no longer use that as an excuse? Because if you become successful, whatever that looks like to you, then the rest of your family or anybody in your family will never have that excuse. So why don't you be the change? Why don't you make the difference so that at a Christmas dinner 10 years from now, someone brings up network marketing or a product that's sold by direct sales, and someone could say, oh, gosh, I think my mother's sister, Jennifer, did that long years ago, and I think she made quite a bit of money. I think she was quite successful. Why don't you be the person that they talk about at the Christmas table? Why don't you be the one that they talk about at the birthday, whispering, I wonder how much money she's making now? Why don't you be the one that changes your family to where they can no longer use the excuse that no one has been successful? They don't know anyone that's been successful. I believe success is in everyone. You just have to figure out how to bring it out. And some people do it a lot different than other people. You can't be Jennifer. You've got to be you, because I don't think God made a mistake when he made you. You are perfect. You are enough. And all you need to do is share, because I believe if you have belief in yourself, then that will transfer to others on your team, others that you're talking to, your customers, and they too will have the belief that they need to get the very best out of our products if they're a consumer, and then to get the very best out of our business if they're an ambassador. Thank you, Jennifer.
Your wisdom is incredible. I don't know if you see the chat, but they could listen to you for days. And this to me is why I think our company is so solid, because look at the type of people that Plexus attracted. And this is who we continue to attract, people with this type of wisdom. Sheila, seriously, I mean, I'm going to pat myself on the back for even asking you, because I'm like, this is the best one we ever did. Can we just give a round of applause for that amazingness? Seriously.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I mean it though, but I wrote down two things I want to say that you said, and I'm going to quote you on it. One is you said, today is the best day of your business. And if we operate with that philosophy, I think that we could be unstoppable. I love that. And the second thing is you said, success is in everyone, and you just have to find out how to bring it out. And I think that's what a leader is. So thank you for being such a leader. I look up to you and I appreciate you, and you nailed it. I'm sharing this recording everywhere. I appreciate you so much. Seriously. So we're going to get busy. We're going to get busy with something. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. First things first, I know that probably just stirred up so much inspiration in each one of you. So I hope you use that as the gas and the fuel to work so hard this hour. Here's what we're going to do. First things first, get out your agenda and make sure that you've put down your PV, your points, and your new joins. Remember, you're CEOs, you own a business. You need to be aware of what your business is doing. So get that written down really quick. Take about a minute, and then we'll move on to the next task.
And Jennifer, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so hopefully you guys have gotten into the habit of doing that every day. And you may even notice some trends as you're going along. If you're sitting there thinking, Jennifer, every day I write it down and it says 0, 0, 0. If that's where you are, you need to get into the habit of vision casting. Sarah Marble taught me this. She wanted to be a Sapphire ambassador at convention. So Sarah Marble bought a blue dress. And not only did she buy a blue dress, she bought one in a size that she wasn't even wearing. Okay. She hung it up and it showed in her bedroom. She passed it every day. This was her vision casting. And you know, she walked the stage in that blue dress and she was a Sapphire ambassador and she was the size of that dress. This is powerful. Your brain receives whatever you put before it. And if you're going to continue to put before it the small thinking and the small belief and the fear, then you operate in that way. So first things first, right now, I want to talk to you about being an inside out leader. And I want you to use this information to be able to go out and be contagious on social media. So John Maxwell says that he knows a lot of people that are amazing outside leaders. Like you look at them and you're like, whoa. He said, but they're hollow. They're completely hollow. You will have all the success in the world if you are bigger and better on the inside than you are on the outside. I wrote down a couple of things I want you to ask yourself right now. And by the way, that belief scale, I challenge you to go to your team that Sheila just shared with us and do the same thing. Simple, but it really actually opened my eyes because there was one that I didn't put a 10 on. Well, there were two. One was myself and the other one was network marketing. And I think it's because you see some of the companies that do it so icky and ugly, and it kind of makes you just hate it. And I have to get past that or else it will hold me back. So when we think about being an inside out leader, a couple of things I want you to ask yourself today, and I want you to operate every day looking for ways to make yourself better on the inside. I honestly believe the work you put into the inside will equal zeros in your paycheck. So one thing is valuing people over position. Who cares if you're a diamond if you're hollow? Who cares? Because that only lasts for a short time, because someone might say that they're a diamond, but are they really? The reason I say that is because so many people in that first 6 months that you're building a business, you can actually get a lot of success because people are going based upon who you appear to be in that first 6 months. They haven't gotten to know you yet. They haven't actually figured out if they want to trust you and follow you. After that point, if people start dropping off, it's because you're a hollow leader. But if you are a true leader that leads with humility, that's willing to apologize, that wants to inspire. And by the way, do you know how you inspire people? A person that can inspire someone else is someone that is able to be inspired. Like you guys inspire me on the regular. You have to be able to be inspired to give inspiration. That's another important part of this whole thing. So value people over position. You need to connect with people directly. You need to connect with them. The ability that you can connect is directly related to how you grow to become bigger on the inside. And connecting is not copy and paste messaging. It's not only following up with someone on their Plexus products. It's actually taking the time to do the hard work, getting your knees dirty, a little bit of elbow grease. And then number two, the last thing I want to say is connectors live what they communicate. So if you are someone that someone can say, she keeps her word, what she says she'll do, I trust that what she's saying today, she'll be saying a year from now. You guys ever seen someone literally claim the stars, the moon, and their whole wide world changed by something, and a month later they're claiming something else did that? Have you ever seen anybody do that? That just absolutely destroys their credibility. Don't be that person. So if you get into a low tank of belief that causes you to want to feel that way, do what Sheila said. Go and look at those testimonies. So if you were someone that qualified to launch this secret product, make sure that you have done what you're supposed to do today for getting all eyes on Plexus. So you're going to search the hashtag, even if you aren't one of the product launchers. I want you to search the hashtag all eyes on Plexus, and you're going to see whoever has already started launching it. All eyes on Plexus. I'm typing it in the chat. I want you to go and see what people are posting. If you're one of the people to post and you don't have your picture with this yet and doing what they say to do in that agenda, then you need to be working on that in the next 5 minutes. If you're not a product launcher, go and look at the posts that people are doing right now and share them in your stories. You can say, I don't know what Plexus has up its sleeves, but my friend is a product launcher and look what she said. You want to get people paying attention. So we're going to work on that for the next 5 or so minutes. I'm unmuting just so I can read you what the agenda says to do. It says, show your followers that this is top secret, super exclusive. Take a picture or video of yourself standing by your mailbox waiting for your special delivery. The messaging is, we asked and now we're getting it. Hashtag all eyes on Plexus. All right, Deborah, you want help learning how to use the hashtag. So what I want you to do is go to Facebook and click on the magnifying glass and literally type in with a hashtag in front of it, all eyes on Plexus. Don't put any spaces. Press enter. And I see at least 25, if not more. Yeah, it looks like more. In fact, I see a couple people that are on this Zoom. Kim, I don't know what you doing, girl, but you looking good. Well, I know what you're doing. You're doing Plexus, but I'm just saying. So anyhow, there's tons of posts about all eyes on Plexus. Pick one and share it. Okay, so if you guys want to keep working on that, you can. I'm going into Instagram and just sharing into my stories every single person I see that's doing the launch, and then I need to go take my picture with it. All right, the next thing is this. I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of people doing the intermittent fasting challenge, and it's reminding me, because usually you have maybe one or two people you're trying to help and coach with the products, but when you have a bunch of people, it reminds me how important it is that you have an arsenal of tools to support them in their health journey, because you kind of run out of things to say. Every time you follow up, you're like, you still good? Or how was that water today? Or did you, yay, slim? Like, you just don't know what to say sometimes. So here's what I'm going to suggest to you guys. I went and I grabbed a ton of different graphics to save in a folder in my phone, so that each time I go to follow up with them, I'm just dropping a graphic and saying something about it. Because otherwise it's socially awkward. I don't know what to say. So for example, I found one that's just talking about the importance of water. I found one that's talking about how gut health affects mood. I literally Googled graphic about gut health, and I just found things and I saved them. So now when I go to them, I say, hey, I just saw this, keep trucking along, you can see why it's important. That way I'm basically coaching them, but I'm not awkward. Does that make sense? So if I were you, go find 10 graphics, whether it's about the importance of alpha lipoic acid, that's in the slim, or why protein's important. And then you say, keep drinking your lean, girl. This is why protein's important. Or maybe you want to find why doing a group, a challenge group, it makes you accountable, how accountability helps you. Or maybe it's how many people give up on themselves from their New Year's resolution. Find all sorts of graphics that you can use to help you follow up with your people. Okay.